Today I'm just going to share a little bit of my testimony and use it to try to encourage everyone else. But I'm going to start by reading Psalm 46, 1 through 3, I should say. All right. God is our refuge and strength and ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, and the mountains quake with their surging. Now, my testimony is not the most pretty. I can't say I was a lifelong Christian. In fact, I wasn't even a Christian until I was 18. I'm 20 now. And at the time, I was very kind of hesitant when I initially started, because I have had all these bad experiences throughout my life, including that with people of the Christian faith. I didn't use that as an excuse, though. I came and I was saved. My coming to that point, though, there was issues with my family. I was abused physically and emotionally on a daily basis by my older brother. There were issues with my peers. I was the very odd, kind of outside kid that nobody wanted to talk to. And then there was also issues with my own mental health. I was diagnosed at the age of 14 with bipolar disorder. I have since had the terms anxiety, social anxiety, and PTSD added to my diagnoses. I won't, lie or sugarcoat it. Everything I went through, I for a while doubted that God was real. I thought, I'm just here. This is my life. Nothing's going to ever change. And as that, went on over the years, I eventually pushed myself totally away from the idea of there being a God. I was an atheist for my entire middle school, period. Till I was in high school, I didn't even believe in God. I entered high school, and I started being a little more open because things had started to change. When I was 15, my brother stopped abusing me. He had moved out for a while. We were able to have a good relationship again. And that was really big for me, because of the two people I really cared about that were male in my family. He was one of them, him and my dad. And they both had kind of similar issues growing up. And I looked up to him in a lot of ways, not for what he did to me, but for how he was with other people. He was able to get along really well with basically everyone that wasn't me. And what he did to me wasn't even initially because he hated me or he was just bullying me. He did what he did with purpose. Granted, he went about it the wrong way. He treated me the way he did, and I found this out probably when I was 17. The reason he treated me the way he did is because I'm the youngest child of 3. And he was trying to do something my parents were never going to do. Make me grow up. Granted, he started at the age of 3, which is a little weird. No matter what had happened, I just kept plugging along, and I'll always remember the days that we had good days. I'll always remember the times he stood behind me at my back. And thinking on it now, I can't help but smile. There were times he was willing to do anything for me. Even now, the biggest one that stands out in my head is he graduated at the age of 18. His senior year, I got my nose broken by somebody on the school bus. And this kid had punched me dead in the face. He'd been trying to break my nose. And at that point, he was really ticked off. He wanted to chase down the school bus and beat the crap out of this kid. Not always the right way to handle the situation, but he was really ready to go. And I remember probably the school year prior to that, my 5th grade school year at the time, he had defended me from another person in his grade who was kind of yelling and making threats. And when we got off the bus, the words he said will always be remembered by me. I'll never be able to forget them. As far as I'm concerned, your butt is mine, is what he had said. He didn't want anyone else messing with me, anybody else doing anything. Now, that ties in with how he treated me. Now, I remember it fondly, like I did in the moment, but I also know that there's a possibility he just meant I'm the only one allowed to torture you. I'm the only one allowed to make you feel that way. And not in like a positive, big brother defending kind of way, more like, you're mine, I'm going to torture you. For the most part, I've been trying to work through it and talking with God, as God is the only reason I'm even here today. The number of times I've fallen into a depression, the number of times I've wanted to just give up. I mean, I've had passive suicidal thoughts my whole life. They're still there, even now, but I ignore them. Because if I focus on them, it's only going to make things worse. I continue to push forward, and I continue to trust in God that maybe they'll go away one day. Maybe I'll be able to do something that I enjoy without having to worry, is there going to be too many people around? Because being in crowds flares up the anxiety. Am I going to have to worry about something reminding me of the past and sending me into a flashback? Don't really have that happen a whole lot. It happens sometimes, and sometimes it'll just happen out of the blue, but there's nothing I can really do about that other than work through and process my trauma. Am I going to have to worry about my mental state kind of wavering? Am I going to have to worry about going from calm to angry to depressed, then back to angry again? Am I going to have to worry about the mood swings? I worry about that even when I'm not around people. And I don't worry about it in a way like it consumes me. I worry about it in a way of I know it could happen at any time. And when I go through a mood swing, I never know what's going to happen. And that's the part that scares me. I never know what I'm going to do. I never know what I'm going to say. Because at a certain point, when I enter a mood swing, it's like I'm a spectator. Even now, I deal with that. I mean, it's a thing called dissociation. Sorry about that. It's a thing called dissociation. And what dissociation is it's almost like you're having an out-of-body experience, like something else is controlling you, but you're not out of your own body. It's one of those, I'm sitting watching it happen as if I'm watching a show, but I'm watching it through my own eyes. That's the best way I can describe dissociation. And with all that being a big part of my life, and being something that's happened quite a bit over the years, I know that I can't really ever truly escape who I am, not that I want to anymore. At this point, I'm content in a lot of ways. Sure, I still don't have, all the happiest moments. In fact, for the most part, my happy moments are brief and far and few between. But I'm content. I am alive. I'm working through my issues. I have God by my side. Without him, I wouldn't have ever made it this far. Because I've been wanting to die since I was 2 years old. That's the first time I said I wanted to take my own life. I'm sure I didn't know really what it meant then. But at this point, I'm sure that was the bipolar. And now, I'm working on trying to make my own happiness. Trying to be happy, trying to walk with God. If I wasn't doing any of that, I'd probably be curled up in a ball in a corner crying my eyes out because I know there's nothing I can do. But at the end of the day, what matters most is that if you're walking with God and you have faith in God, you will make it through. Whatever trial, whatever tribulation, if you believe in God, you can make it past it. And I know this now.